I see people banging on, saying that you need to vote, telling you they're disappointed, how they can't believe you won't, sending links to videos to tell you facts you need to know. But you don't plan to vote. And I'm gonna tell them why you don't. Because deep down, every politician is the same. Money-hungry liars who enjoy a life of fame. They promised this and promised that, they sold us all a dream, and then they did the opposite, got rich, and went to leave. They were supposed to represent us. But is that really what they did? Tell me the last Prime Minister who didn't represent the rich. It's not as if we want a saint, we never needed much, but how can we vote for people that we don't even trust? Plus, even if we did vote, it's all been pre-decided. The whole thing is fixed by the people who designed it. Those people at the very top will choose whoever they like, but people still want to spend their time pretending they can try and fight it. The more I see, the more it seems we need a revolution. Despite this, most people choose to play the game. Instead of getting on with it and being the solution, they attempt to use the system to try and make a change. They choose their favourite party and then become a member, or try to get elected to get to the top, to get to be in power, then change the world for better. And now, with Corbyn, we can see if that works. Or not. This is the election when playing the game could stop. This is the election you could prove the system's wrong. You could prove it with one piece of paper. I reckon you could prove it by voting for Labour. Now, I know that some of you might think that I've lost it. So give me just 2 minutes and I'll explain my logic. I always said I wouldn't vote if they paid me. That's what I said before Corbyn said he'd pay me £10 an hour when I'm at work, minimum. So when he said that, I said, well, that's flipping brilliant. If the minimum wage is raised to £10 an hour, and right now you work 40 hours a week, then every single month, if Corbyn gets to power, you'll earn £1,300 after tax, at least. Then, of course, he plans to scrap 0-hour contracts, so your boss will have to give you work, if you say you want that. You'll be guaranteed a set amount of hours working, for certain, because what's the point of jobs if you can't work them? But also, what's the point of work without a place to stay and rest? Workers can't afford a home, and landlords keep on raising rents. But housing is a human right, we shouldn't just accept that. And that's why Corbyn will introduce a rent cap. Then that leads to less homeless on the streets. If you're a student, he'll cut all your fees, he'll fund green energy and smash our climate tests, he'll cut austerity and get back our NHS. Corbyn's been like one of us for 30 years and more. He's proved it in the Commons, on the streets and in the courts. He stood beside the people, the workers and the poor and more. He's always opposed the right whenever they try to go to war. Many on the left would say that he's the best we've had, that he's the best we've got now, that he's the best we'll have. He murked the game and worked his way further than ever expected, and now he's an inch away from being elected. So if, after all of this, he still doesn't make it, whether he loses because the media is against him, whether he wins and his own MPs betray him for whatever reason, if he can't deliver changes, then at least we'll know that you can't beat the game, that the system can't reform, that it needs to be replaced. If we all vote for him and still there's no solutions, then we'll know for certain that we need a revolution. At that stage, our future would depend on our reaction. Lay down and die, or find new tactics. Break down and cry, or design new actions. Atomize or strategize and amalgamate factions. Maybe your loss would be a death to the left as we know it. Maybe a loss would be a chance to spark new approaches. But not as opposition, not within this system. Maybe we could rise for real and reinvent resistance. But whether he wins or loses, I'll still remain active. The power always has been and will be with the masses. I build my own future. I don't have a master. I've just got to vote and the chance to get an answer. That's why I'm voting for Corbyn.